Essentially, what we're trying to do is take all of this, our nursery, and cram it into a diaper bag. And honestly, that's really hard to do. And the way to make this more approachable is to think about the categories of needs for your diaper bag. All right, let's get into it. So this is the contents of our diaper bag. We're going to be breaking things down in this video by sleeping, changing, feeding, and personal items. So this is the diaper bag that we use, a Lululemon New Crew backpack. The great thing about getting something that doesn't have the word diaper in the product is it's often cheaper. This is $100 Canadian cheaper than the new parent backpack. However, it still checks off all of the needs that we have. Multiple external zippers, dedicated pockets, a section here which our changing stuff goes into, exterior pockets for things like water bottles, pacifiers, as well as clips. And there's plenty of areas for us to put on our own clips. Let's start packing this bag and show you how we make use of it to organize things by our categories of needs. First category is changing. And changing is the thing that puts diaper in the diaper bag. For that, we have everything in one pull-out changing pad. Because we bought our own backpack that we turned into a diaper bag, we bought this separately on Amazon for about 15 bucks. And within the changing pad, we've got a pee pad. This is great if your little one makes an accident. It's on this instead of this, so you can just toss this out. It has two little arms. One of those arms has the diapers. We load about 4 into here, and the other arm has your wipes. It's also worth noting that we have a tiny little pseudo cream, and that actually brings us on to a good kind of fundamental thing to think about when you are building your diaper bag. Like a mountain climber that's scaling Everest, everything that you put in should be scrutinized for its size, for its weight, for its practicality. This is the pseudo cream that we put into our diaper bag, and this is the pseudo cream that we have in our nursery. Same goes for our wipes. So instead of loading up a full pack of Kirkland wipes, which would basically take up half the bag, we put in some wipes that have been used already. You can start to see what a difference it makes when you start to really think about the size and the bulk of the items that are going into the bag. What a difference, right? Also, with the category of changing, doggy poo bags. So when you're finished with changing your little one, take one of these out, detach it, and put the dirty diapers in this bag. It's actually quite a nice thing to do if you're over at somebody's house. Instead of the diapers just going into the garbage, you're being well-mannered by putting it in a separate bag. Always bring some spare onesies as well. You definitely don't want to be stuck out at a gas station in the middle of nowhere and not have a change of clothes. That's never happened to us before. Always bring a change of clothes. And there it is. That's changing. Next up, we've got feeding. We actually are combo feeding. So we've got formula stuff, a bottle, and some premix. And then when it comes to breastfeeding, we've got a breastfeeding blanket for privacy for my wife in public, and of course, a burp cloth, which is universal for all needs. When it comes to shorter trips, we're usually using a bottle and some premix formula. But for something a little bit longer, we'll bring some powdered formula. And the reason for this is that you can add as much or as little as you want to your bottle without worrying about it spoiling. So we've put the powder in a little mason jar. Used to be for old fashions before the kid. Our new life, it's now powdered formula. So this is all that we use for feeding usually. Let's put it back in the bag. The water gets a dedicated pouch, as does the formula, powdered formula. And then the feeding bottle goes in a pouch towards the top here. So everything has a place. When I'm putting stuff into a compartment that's got a lot in it, I'm rolling things like this and then putting it in vertically. We have everything clearly accessible from the top of the bag. You really want to avoid having stuff buried deep into the depths of your diaper bag that resurface many weeks or months later. So I'm rolling things up vertically and then putting it back in the bag and grouping it by its rightful theme. Here we are with the last category for the baby, the sleeping category. This one's fairly simple. We have a sound machine to get her to sleep and to keep her asleep. It drowns out ambient noise if you're in a public space or a place where you can't control the random sounds that come up. This is quite awesome. We got it on Amazon. It clips onto the outside of the backpack. So the sound machine, blanket to keep her warm. If the weather's a little bit more cold, we'll combine often a warmer onesie with the blanket as well. So this is what we have for sleeping. Let's put it back in the bag. Just like everything else, putting things in, rolling it vertically and slotting it in. Up on the sound machine. We keep this accessible on the outside of the backpack. It's something that we need often if we're out and about. It's right there. We can turn it on and keep her asleep. And then finally, you're gonna need some things for yourself. Because you know what? You matter too. So we've got some water, our car keys, a wallet of some sort, and a snack. It's important that you're staying hydrated, you're having snacks, you have some space for your personal belongings. I also bring along my favorite toy with me as well. All right, let's put this back in the bag. These skinnier water bottles are just so much easier to slot into the side pockets of a backpack. We picked this one up at a department store. It's a no-name water bottle for like 10 bucks, but it's just so much easier to slot in. So I'd highly recommend getting something like this for your backpack. Well, that's everything that goes into the diaper bag. With that, we're ready to head off and take on the world with our mobile nursery. And when you think about things in the categories of needs we were talking about, you really can cram the essentials into one single bag to take with you on the run. This is a new channel for me. Give me the feedback below. I'd love to hear it, and follow for plenty more videos to come. Cheers. No, baby. I'm filming.